Econance, my boy, this one's for you. Modern video game sequels got you going from this to this. Huh? From this to this. Which is no different than going from this to this. And the last two is the same game. But going from Jak and Daxter to Jak II is like going from to this. Jak II is beyond a simple sequel. It was a scramble to deliver the feeling that inspired the then peak Naughty Dog dev team. Jak and Daxter was heavily inspired by Mario 64 and the freedom of 3 dimensions, and is known for taking that freedom and making a seamless blend with intelligent game design magic. But just before it was ready, the world was gifted Grand Theft Auto 3. And everything changed! GTA 3 redefined freedom in games, and that redefined the goals of Naughty Dog, which resulted in the stark contrast of a sequel that descended from the studios while still carrying the same soul, the same echo that made Jak in a Jak II, whilst rewriting the entire script. Showing off the transition skills, they slyly retconned the final scene of Jak and Daxter and seamlessly bridged the colorful adventure from Sandover Village into the dark dystopian future of Renegade's Haven City. The series immediately takes a heavy approach to storytelling, so much so that after an entire game of being a mute, Jak finally gets his voice. But what stands out is the direction. For a lot of the OG Jak old heads, we entered our teens whilst media entered a darker, edgier form of storytelling, so Jak's hair is a little longer. He has a goatee and he has a gruff, weathered voice and temper problems. Unlike Jak and Daxter, Jak II puts a higher emphasis on story, and unlike the bright and sunny map of the Precursor Legacy, Renegade brings us Haven City.
Welcome back to Haven City Radio, and now a message from our Baron.
Welcome to Haven City. All laws are enforced for your safety. Obey me, and you will not be punished. The city is safe. I will not allow harm to befall you. Trust me. Rest assured, I will destroy the metalheads, one way or another. Give up your freedom, and I will protect you. Have faith in me, and the promised land is yours. Your city needs a strong leader, not a child.
This has been Haven City Radio.
Haven City Radio is a sponsored trademark of Practice Industries. Practice Industries is the trademark of the Baron Practice. This message was sponsored by Practice Industries. T&Cs will be obeyed.
This is the dream setting right here for a game set in the future, because flying cars, baby. The first thing you see in the menu showing itself off like, damn, this is the kind of game I'm about to play in 2003? Get the fuck out of here. The expansions from Cheazyygaming in the Precursor Legacy, the hover cars go beyond set dressing because you can steal them and use them for yourself at any time, and it's very difficult to just put flying cars in the game, but this is best Naughty Dog we're talking about here. There's nothing they let stand in the way of their vision, so they solved this with the hover mode that will also get you into a lot of trouble. You also have a rudimentary wanted system for when you get in trouble. It's like a switch. There's no stars, you're just wanted. But all this means is that there's high speed and high stakes in a big map, and this is the era of the PS2. Naughty Dog just managed to innovate a seamless open world design by using a loading segment to split the map up. So as you cross a certain path, there's a small tunnel and the next area would load in. If you go into the debug mode in the Precursor Legacy, you'll see from the Forbidden Jungle back to Sandover. Once you pass this tunnel, Forbidden vanishes and Sandover spawns in. In a similar way, Haven City works like this too, loading in segments of the city as you jet about, but if you cheat yourself over the walls, it won't load in because you don't pass the loading trigger. But there are also clever loading screen disguises for other areas like the pumping station and Haven Forest or the sewers and the drill platform. It's because of the efforts of Rockstar and Insomniac and Jak in the 2000s to remove loading screens from their games, that PS5's no loading screen boast is almost irrelevant to a PS2 gamer, because we got dystopian cityscapes and hover cars without loading screens. Jak II is the knight to the Precursor Legacy's day. It's cyberpunk, neon signs, metal towers, strange architecture, rudimentary canal-style districts, elevated highways. To this day, Jak II feels like a video game should. A completely different world, and the Zoomer is a package deal for exploring this world, leaving the platforming to the minor maps. But the platforming is where the differences stop, or does it? With a few tweaks to the rebound flip, Jak's movements remain largely the same. He punches the same, kicks the same, jumps with the same precision, snaps his rolls the same. You don't start the game without using these pinpoint controls to escape the base. In an already established Jak fashion, it starts off pretty easy and the difficulty is ramped up as you go along, but these moves stay pretty much the same. There's no movement upgrades. Jak doesn't level up, you do. And this is why Jak II is not that hard. It's punishing, but it's not that hard. My man Reconnaissance thinks this too. The Jak system is to reward you for precision by allowing you to skip where you can, and it punishes you for impatience and this time bad decisions or bad timing. It definitely takes a step back from platforming but into more gameplay. For a lot of people, it plunges legs up into a challenge. I mean, the Zoomers that are mainly transport and moving wanted levels become races for a mission, and the handling changes. You're gonna restart a lot to beat Arrow, and the NPCs that normally duck out of your way will now send you off course. Of course they do. You also get these turret sections which actually go a little into fuckery territory but are still doable. Jak has a jet board. I fucking love the jet board, and the jet board glitch which will let you skip whole sections and is useful for speed running. Thanks to 2 years of torturous experiments, Jak is basically Wolverine, and you have all these powers that will save you if you save it for the right moment but really shine in hero mode. Oh, and you get an array of these mini games that challenge your brain in the way video games are meant to, almost getting you to separate the hemispheres of your brain to get high scores. You've done enough, Naughty Dog. Thank you, Naughty Dog, but Naughty Dog had a mission.
It's gonna be fun.
You have the city setting, you have the Zoomers that you can steal with triangle, you have a story that is scattered about an open world map. Naughty Dog's Grand Theft Auto aspirations were nearly in sight, but something is missing, and it's on the cover of the game, the morph gun. But before I show you why it was special and how, like Econus, my boy says, it elevates Jak's gameplay, I need to talk about shooting for a second. Shooting is a simple mechanic that has grown complex over time, but it usually consists of two mental facets: aiming and shooting. In first-person games, it's easy, but in third-person shooting, you're gonna need an aiming system. Either you ADS in first person, or you get a zoom up with a crosshair, or if you're unlucky, it's duck hunt controls. The other thing that's important is movement. Third-person shooters are the furthest thing from 3D platformers. You auto-strafe side to side and go where you look. It's very difficult to incorporate that into gameplay like Jak's. The only solution would be to add a first-person ADS system, or lock-on, or even a zoom-in third-person ADS system. But Naughty Dog said, fuck it, we'll just put it as it is. The aiming in this game, there's no aiming, okay? You face the direction Jak will shoot and shoot. The game will challenge the way you approach shooters. This isn't about taking cover, blind firing, moving up. It isn't about quick movements to dodge, and it certainly isn't about camping like a low testosterone bitch. You have to regard the shooting as long-range melee attacks, and you have 4 morphs to your morph gun that enable 4 different styles of attacks. The scatter gun with its short wide-range wave, the blaster, the Vulcan barrel, and lastly the Peacemaker. It doesn't start clicking until the blaster comes along, because this is when you start learning the wasteland tricks, strike and rapid fire, but also jump, kick and rapid fire. I say there's no aiming, but there is a laser sight and a very intuitive lock-on where you rotate till Jak snaps to target. You aim with the movement stick, and this brings up the infamously difficult level of the slum shootout that you're supposed to run through and not fight, but we didn't know that. Besides, why would we run? Why would we cower? But if you use the jetboard and get a kickstart, it becomes a jetboard platforming level rather than a difficult shooting level, and the punishment for not being fast enough is the penalty of taking the guards that you bumped into. Jak shines in these difficult moments because you know deep down it's not the game, it's you. You especially know because once you finish it and you go back, Jak, and did it again, it'd be easier.
This is how you do this. This is how you finish this. No! This how you do this. It's all good. We're still alive. We have 2 hits of health. Oh, we have 1 hit. It's fine. It's not fine. Go. It's not. It's fine. It's fine. And that is how you do it. The water slums level with
Jak II challenges the way you think. It's not the kind of sequel that introduces fun new mechanics under the guise of appearances like all the slingshot variants in Forbidden West or the weapon styles in Yote. Its mechanics will change your mental state to operate them. You need a different mental state when you're jetboarding, when you're platforming, when it's shooting, or when you're driving. You feel like you gotta separate your brain hemispheres to do this minigame, and the bosses are progressive bosses that vary between shooting, kicking bombs back, jump kicking to unleash the blaster, or kickstarting the Vulcan Flurry, and getting used to a Peacemaker to take down a very wide array of wonderfully creative character designs. Enemies fight differently and have different triggers. I mean, you get these little guys that'll swarm you and these little guys that'll swarm you, and then these little guys too that swarm you. But ooh, what about that shield guy, this sneaky little bitch? You also get the typical pouncer metalheads that are quadrupeds but then catch you with a 2-step, these oddly intelligent ones with the staffs, the alien-like spiders with guns, the spider-like aliens with guns, the fucking jellyfish, this big motherfucker, each varied in more than appearance but playstyle approach. The set pieces of much of the story ensure it's never a monotonous experience. You're dodging tank bullets from a weird angle one moment, using a turret, commandeering a Titan suit. It's just a feast after feast of new challenges and new obstacles. And the story is what motivates you through this arduous gameplay challenges, and the characters carry the story. Ashelina Jolie, Kira but not Knightley, the crew, the whole crew and nothing but the crew, the Baron, Core, Test Baby, Torn, Young Samos and his fucking Bud Egg, Sig but not a P320, and of course Jak, Daxter, and Jak. And Samos, but old Samos from the past. Huh? And then maybe with headphones, you'd appreciate the sound design of Jak II. It's very exaggerated in some senses. Footsteps are extra crunchy on sand, and the KG Blaster is superb sound design. It sounds like energy being fired instead of projectile. And knowing eco in the game and how it works is probably yellow eco. The scatter guns wave, the blasters pew pew, the Vulcans pew 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 pew, the water spray by the vegetables. And then when you're on foot, the music is all like... And then the zoomer makes it go, and then the jet board gives it the, and then you go to Dead Town and it's all like, oh, this town is dead. And then you back on the jet board and it's like, and then you steal a Crimson Guard vehicle and it goes, just like Jak and Daxter, Jak II owns a spot on Cheezy's full course of gourmet gaming, but right next to Bully as another meat dish. If Bully is the steak, then this is a flame grilled Scooby-Doo burger with toppings and a side of fries. It got you dislocating your jaw for it. It's hard to get through, but you want to cause it's worth it. It's not better or worse than Jak and Daxter. It's not better or worse than Jak III. It's the perfect sequel that managed to elevate the series into the perfect trilogy. Because after doing it all once, you go back, Jak, and do it again.